they were talking about the trolley problem, and they asked the Dalai Lama. They said, "If
The trolley llama.
the trolley Lama." Okay, this is all nonsense. And then it would get to like, oh, this part has scorpions that kill people, and they have people faces.
Dude, let's just control F monsters. Let's just do a little monster
literally that's
segment.
what I was like, boring, earthquake, don't care. And then it was like, it gets to this part. Let me see here. I'll just read it. And out of the smoke, locusts came down upon the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. So that's pretty redundant.
Locusts with the power of scorpions?
Scorpions of the earth.
You're telling me they gave the scorpion moveset to the...
You know, I gotta say, after reading a lot of the Book of Revelation, I'm like, this dude, who's the writer? I can't remember.
I don't think we know.
No, it's the...
Is it Paul?
Yeah, or someone. He has the particular revelation. He has a vision.
It's crazy if it's Paul, because he also wrote a lot of the classic normal people shit that people really like Love is Patient or whatever. And then his his novel was like it's like fuck you.
Yeah.
Teeth.
but he's a bad writer. He's a really bad writer. He's comparing locusts to scorpions.
That's two of the more badass animals I can think of. That's a Pokemon waiting to happen.
But he's saying these locusts were so bad, they're basically scorpions. It's like, okay, great.
There's another verse when Samson is it's like he tore apart a lion as if it were a goat. And at one time, in the original version of the show, we were joking about how is that the scale they know? It's like seeing you tear apart a goat like you would a small dog. You tear apart a dog like you would, let's say,
I guess back then they were always tearing apart goats, right? That was their go-to thing to
we
tear
should
apart.
start that's a goat head count for the Bible. I think we're one down. Like Cain and Abel, there's already a lamb sacrifice. We should just keep a sheep and goat death tally going as I work through the Old Testament.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot.
Let's do that's a good scene. Let's do we're two Bible times guys, and we're just we're like goat accountants basically. Our whole job is keeping track of the goats.
All right, 300, 301. Okay, 302.
I'm thinking we should go maybe get sandwiches when we hit 400. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Sick.
Okay. And we're missing some goats.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Sector C?
Yeah. Hey Doug, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Why are you covered in blood?
What's up? Oh, I got switched over to sacrifice duty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I told them, I was like, I'm a counter. Well, that's not what I'm training for. And they're like, yeah, we're just short on, we have to slit a ton of throats today and we just need arms.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely not goats.
No, I sacrifice goats.
You sacrifice goats?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Do you know the difference between sacrificing a goat and just eating one of the goats? Okay, that was a big burp.
Folks, it's Holy Smokes, where we smoke weed and tell Bible stories. I'm Scoochie Boochie. Brad Pike is here. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
What a treat. Thanks for doing this. Let's cast die. See who going first. I got a 6. I gotta say I've won most of these. Go ahead and roll. See what you get. We'll see who goes first.
It's probably not gonna get...
If it's a tie, we re-roll.
2.
I just want to see how much I beat you by. I'm very competitive about single
chance.
dice rolls. Fuck yeah!
You're
your
gonna
face.
love D&D.
Boop. That's the story lamp. Whenever I start, I like the little story lamp.
Oh. Listeners can't see this, but it's a very whimsical lamp.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. How would you describe it to people that are audio only?
Oh, it's like a lamp for fairyland. It's got little stars in it, and it's got a little protective force field around it. And it's sort of... It looks magical, but it is piss-colored. So...
I'm picking up in halfway through Genesis 4, we just did Cain and Abel.
Love it.
Cain killed Abel. The third dude ever killed the fourth dude ever. And then...
Not a good start.
Tough start, dude.
Yeah. We didn't get very far.
Yeah.
We're not in Eden anymore, though, right?
We're just outside of it. We got kicked out because we suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And so then...
There's a lot of incest at this point, right?
It's about to go down. Actually, I'm glad you said that because this heading is more and more people.
More and more people.
Yeah.
The only way they can get more people is incest at this point.
Dude, one time at my school, a guy came who's like, he was like a traveling, this is what he did, like, he gave a presentation in the gym about like creationism, basically. He's like, well, if the skin tones go from this light to this dark, Adam and Eve, they're probably right in the middle. And it is just like had these like sort of like tan Adam and Eve, but still kind of white features.
Hey, I got a question. Why do you care so much? What does it matter? What is the race of the... Why is it so important to you? I'm worried.
Yeah. There was one time we watched like a VHS in like Bible class. We had a sub, but it was still Bible class, like, so let's watch something Christian. And it was this guy, this like smug, one of the smugger gentlemen I've ever seen. Okay. Extraordinarily smug in like a big carpeted church. Even the seats are carpet. Everyone's wearing carpet. And he's just like, well, obviously like God made the banana because it's shaped like her hand.
They love to talk about the banana.
Bananas are huge, dude.
They love bananas and they also love eyeballs. They're always like, well, you couldn't... The eyeball works all together as one thing.
If the cornea is not working.
Yeah, if you couldn't just develop a cornea separate from like, I don't know, the pupil or whatever. And then
it's like you in talk the same to any, way, don't get divorced.
Yeah. You talk to any evolutionary biologist, which I do all the time, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't, of course, you could do that.
You mostly run in a lot of e-ball circles. You're evolutionary biologist squad.
Big into eyeballs.
Dude, the e-ball eyeballs.
But I think there's a video of Kirk Cameron talking about the banana thing.
Oh, he's down with it?
A really good one, yeah. There's also a really funny photo of Kirk Cameron on his birthday.
Is this Avatar guy? Who's this?
That's James Cameron. This is the Growing Pains guy that's like fundamentalist Christian.
Oh, okay, sick.
And there's a funny photo of him on his birthday coming into a mostly empty, sad, I think, conference room. And I think on the table, it's like a Subway sandwich. It's one of the saddest photos. You know what? Oh my God, look at this photo. This is so good.
Oh, man. There's like boxes of trash. Someone's glaring at him from just outside the room. Come into the room, Barb. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Half drink OJ. Damn, bro.
Yeah, it's bad. Basically, it's a bunch of foot long, maybe bigger than that. Maybe like large Subway sandwiches on paper plates. Just one bottle of half drunk orange juice off to the side.
Yeah.
An empty table in a like backroom style meeting room.
Yeah.
When I say backrooms, I mean like a liminal space that hasn't been fully furnished.
Yeah.
And then like one woman who's leaning up against the doorway looking like she wants to kill herself. And another woman in the far back next to a garbage can whose head is kind of tilted awkwardly looking at Kirk Cameron, who is bent over a tiny chocolate cake blowing out
This is a single candle, right? Yeah. Got a few on there?
There might be a couple candles. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking about as you're reading Genesis.
I was like, so anyway, completely forgot about it.
Let's get back to this.
Let's get back to the good book.
Yeah.
So Cain and his wife had a son, and that's the first time we hear about the wife. He just got one. Don't worry about it.
She doesn't have a name?
His wife.
We never know what her name is.
There's plenty of that in the OT.
Okay.
Just like, and wife, couple wives. Mm-hmm. It's like they're not really included in the head count a lot of times. Had a son. He had a son named Enoch. Named a town Enoch because of his son. So it's like, and everyone's like, oh, great, dude. One of the only places has the same name as one of the only people.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
There's two people, and one of them is the name of the town.
And then some marriages. Here's a name. Lamech married Adah, A-D-A-H. I think I said that right. Mm-hmm. Then Zillah, which is where we get...
Godzilla. That's where we get Godzilla.
When you're buddies with Godzilla, he's like, what's up, Zill? Like, you're just tight with him like that.
There's two jokes we could make here. It could be either Zillow came from this.
And then they had two sons, Jabal and Jubal.
Jabal and Jubal.
Their son Jabal was...
and this is where we got Jib Jab. The Flash cartoons.
This episode's called Jib Jab Origins.
Those are the two guys from Jib Jab. You remember?
What's Jib Jab? Is that a show?
Well,
You have to pull up more
I
content?
have to just pull up Jib Jab. You just sit there and just watch me pull up Jib Jab. You know what Jib Jab is without. It's
The first rule of marketing.
Fuck.
Well played. You were watching Geico ad. You work for them?
No.
This episode's not brought to you by Geico unless they want. Oh, this.
So yeah, you can put your face on a thing.
Oh my god.
And then it animates it.
Yeah, I remember doing that with you put your face in like a Christmas elf.
Yes.
I didn't know
those
that's
are
what that's called.
Jib Jab
Okay.
cartoons. And there was like an original that wasn't even you couldn't add your face yet. It was just like a funny cartoon. But then they realized all anyone wants to do is put their face on the cartoon.
I'd like to be in that.
Yeah. This is Homestar Runner era content.
Dude, Homestar Runner came up in 2 of the 4 episodes so far. It's so linked with Christians.
When you read the Bible, all you can think about is Teen Girl Squad.
it's seriously it's come up like every episode. I had never realized till we started doing this that like Homestar Runner is like Christian shit. Christians love Homestar Runner. It's clean. That's what somebody else is saying.
Well, and also you're interviewing people of a certain age group, probably.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's more that. That's some great thinking.
Comedians.
Now you're thinking with data.
In their 30s.
Yeah, just about. And then, so Jabal was the first to live in tents and raise sheep and goats. We invented murder before we invented shepherding. But also, Abel was just a shepherd. So I guess maybe the tent part's the only new part.
Okay.
Then Jubal was the first to play harps and flutes. DJ Jubal.
Jubal.
The first musician is named Jubal.
Jubal. That's a nice name.
Jubal.
Jubal.
Today's word is Jubal. My voice cracked in the word of the day.
Jubal. It's nice. Why isn't Jubal? You know, there's some names, like you'll be reading the Old Testament. I'm sure someone else has commented on this. But you'll be reading the Old Testament and it's like Zebediah, Zenaniah, Jarkanakal, and then Brian. Have you noticed that?
Because we kept a few, so they sound normal to us.
Few, but also the ones we kept were all the ones that aren't insanely long and sound like...
That's true. David survived.
Sound like a bunch of like dish pans falling down the stairs.
Yeah, one of those you threw in there, like Takarkaklar, was like that was like a Urukai or something.
Yeah, Urukai. This is my son Urukai.
This is my son Urukyle.
Urukyle. He's a quarterback on the football team. He's also a convicted murderer.
He's got this like crazy hand painted on his face. It's like, that's your quarterback? Jesus Christ.
They say he's he's a potential mass shooter, but I think he could be the player, most valuable player.
Either we could go one of 2 ways.
Yeah,
he's gonna be one way or another. The school's gonna remember him because we went to state or we made the news.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That actually is a good impression. It's like 2 biblical, but they're like scouts for biblical athletes. Like,
oh my god!
Athlete scouts in Bible times.
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about? Kids got wheels.
Oh yeah, little Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, but dude, Melchizedek could move.
Ooh,
Kid was fastest kid out there.
But he is stabbing the other kids.
Is that not what we're doing? I thought we were doing stabby game. I told a couple of kids wrong. That's why they're winning. Everyone else thinks it's like soccer.
I'm telling you, we gotta invent balls.
What would we call it? Let's see. We're Hebrews. We're inventing a ball. Jubal? I don't know. Back to the word. Someone else had sons who made tools, bronze and iron. This is kind of a cool montage. Mm-hmm. Daughter, and they also had a daughter whose name was Naamah, Naamah.
Great.
Pretty sure I pronounced that right.
Naamah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing all these right for sure. I would know. One day, Lamech said to his 2 wives, which I don't think... Oh, yeah, no, he married Ada and then Zillah. So this is one of his wives is Godzilla. The other one's a magician going, Ada. So the magician...
My other son, YOLO, and DGAF.
He invented the hula hoop. DGAF. He's got, first of all, having 4 initials as your name is crazy. And then there are those 4.
Bible's crazy like that.
It starts off like it sounds like a respectable author pseudonym, like DG, but then it's like AF, and it's like, oh, just all the way down. Boop. He tells his 2 wives, "A young man wounded me, and I killed him. Anyone who tries to get even with me will be punished 10 times more than anyone who tries to get even with Cain." That's a thing from the previous thing where God said if anyone kills you, Cain, they're going to get punished 7 times worse than you did. And you got punished because you killed your brother Abel. It's pretty straightforward.
So
stacking punishments.
Yeah, so God's punishment. Well, hold on.
I'll give you a quick recap of what happened, because that was definitely confusing. Cain and Abel, the brothers.
Yeah.
Cain does a less good sacrifice than Abel. God's pissed about that. That makes Cain so mad that he just takes the brother out of the field and kills him. God's like, hey, where's your bro? And he's like, I don't know. Fuck you. And God's like, I know you killed him. I saw the blood. Now
I saw the blood. Like
the blood cried out to me.
This vision of God, where he basically is just a big face in the sky that's kind of scanning around, like, hey, what's that over there? He's just like, literally just looking around. He's not omniscient. He's basically just like, oh shit, what's that? Hey, that ain't good.
Yeah, I like the old school, because it's almost more like a Thor or something, where he's like a guy who's involved in events.
Mm-hmm. He's got like a big stories. Telescope in the sky. He's like, oh, what? Oh, there's a bunch of blood down there. What the fuck?
He's like, did you grow up watching VeggieTales?
Yeah, I've seen VeggieTales.
You remember the Toyo Save Christmas one? Or like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Not the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There's one that's like they did a Chocolate Factory one. Have you seen that one?
The bunny?
Yeah, it's got the bunny. The bunny. Yeah, so
that's a great song. It's so funny.
It's fire. It's crazy that's
one of
so
the funniest songs I've ever heard, because it's just like, I don't love my mom or my dad, just the bunny.
They actually made their biggest banger of all time. It, without the context, just sounds like an anti-parent and not doing anything good. It's fire.
Listening to it without any context, you just go, this is an ode to chocolate bunnies and how good they are, and how I would kill my whole family for one chocolate bunny, and that's dope.
It's like the greed hedonism anthem, and it kind of I think planted the seed of like, I think I'm gonna like rap one day, because like it's it's like the only time it's like it was bad. It's like now I like 21 Savage, you know.
This is 100% a Scoochie type song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that like sentiment.
It's just about chocolate bunnies.
Yeah, it's about how much you love chocolate bunnies and how much you would.
You
would sacrifice.
I'd push a kitten off a cliff.
Yeah, like you would be on the trolley or what is it?
The trolley problem thing.
The trolley problem, and there'd be like a chocolate bunny on one, and then like
a human.
just your family, your friends, everyone you've ever met, everyone you haven't met, just random small animals, puppies. You'd be like,
fine, fuck them. Anything for that sweet ear.
Fuck them.
That hollow chocolate. That hollow Walmart chocolate. It's just that the trolley problem that I heard in class one time is that you could stop the train by killing one guy, like actively pushing a big guy to stop.
Yeah, this is the big thing.
Or you
with
can
the trolley
let
problem.
the 3 die by doing nothing. But what I'm saying is, it's a crazy bet to just eyeball a big guy and be like, that'll stop the train. Because if you're wrong, to other people, it's going to look like you saw 3 people out to die and then just threw in a bonus
random guy, bonus guy. This isn't really funny, but I was listening to a thing where they were talking about the trolley problem, and they asked the Dalai Lama. They said, "If
the trolley llama,
the trolley llama." I hope they called him that when they asked him this.
That'd be the worst slip of the tongue. I'm so sorry.
But they asked him, like, would you, what would you do? Would you push the person to save those people, or would you just let them all die? You know, thinking like, we got the Dalai Lama, we nailed him. If he says push him, we got the Dalai Lama to say he'd push a guy to death.
Yeah,
and if he doesn't, then we got the Dalai Lama to admit he just let a trolley just roll over a bunch of people. Yeah. And the Dalai Lama was like, I would throw myself under the wheels. And they were like, oh.
Dude, he's the GOAT, dude. That's crazy.
Shit. He solved it. That's actually really nice.
That's wonderful. Damn.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, oh, man. Wow, he really did.
Honestly,
he nailed it.
He brought that into the world.
Yeah.
Let him suck a kid's tongue. One kid's tongue. What's the big deal?
Why were they so mad about that? Eat it. Like, we have the Catholic Church. Yeah, he sucked a kid's tongue. He didn't, like, make him suck his dick and, like, eat his ass. Like, we have, literally in Illinois, we have, like, 10,000 priests who have done exactly that.
Yeah. Dude, I watched a documentary about the Boy Scouts. You see this shit? They actually they've put up bigger numbers in the Catholic Church. And that's, like, a thing the documentary says. It's, like, it's funny that, like, the Catholic Church is, like, the meme because, like, I think it's comparable. It's kind of like when you see those things where it tells you how many McDonald's locations there are and then how many Subway locations there are, and there's like twice as many. And Boy Scouts is to pedophiles. Well, Subway's also to pedophiles, so that's
Can I tell you
about
something?
that analogy.
100% there was a dad of one of the other kids in my, I guess it's probably Boy Scout troop, who was definitely wanted to fuck me as a little kid. And he was just always like, being real, like he just put his hands on me, like he was always like just being real touchy with me and always trying to spend a lot of time with me. And then this all like reached its apotheosis when there was, you know, the Blob from Heavyweights. It was one of those. It was one of those big.
You jump on it, and someone goes into the water.
Yeah, and this guy weighed like 400 pounds. This guy who was like always putting his hands on my shoulders.
He was just fattening you up a little bit.
Yikes.
He was just trying to eat.
Yeah, maybe he was just gonna
have
gobble
another
me up.
cookie.
But like, I weighed at the time I think 60 pounds. Okay, so I get on there, and as a funny joke, they send that guy up to jump onto the Blob and launch me. And he jumps and he hits, and it is one of those things where it takes so long for him to go down. There's this like moment before where I was like, maybe it's fine. And then I was launched into fucking space. Like I was launched so high that I could see the trajectory was heading into the woods. Like off the lake into the woods. And I was like, I think I'm dead. I think I'm about to die. And I only barely missed going like onto land. That's how far he launched me. Anywy, pedophile.
I feel bad that happened to you, but the amount of relief I feel that it's not
that
you
he didn't
getting
like put
diddled.
a finger in my butt.
You're like, he wanted to fuck me, so then he launched my ass.
Well, I just always remember I was like, oh yeah, this is the weird pedophile guy that launched me. I don't think he was he might not have been a pedophile,
Sure.
but he was a pedophile. But he might not have been, but he was.
He would have got me, but he just sent me so far away that it was out of his range.
He fucked me in a different way.
Oh man. So the whole murder curse thing. Adam and his wife had another son, so they're still alive. We get like 8 generations because they're living for like hundreds of years. Badass.
Yeah.
Bring that back. Then you think you don't understand? Old people don't understand their phone now. Imagine you're 500 years old.
Oh,
Out of the loop in a way we've never even seen before.
have you seen those dementia phones?
No.
They're phones.
Remind me.
They're phones where you can receive calls, but you can't make phone calls. So there's no numbers on them.
Jesus.
There's no numbers.
It's just like if someone needs to contact you, we will.
Yeah, it's like a
God
phone
damn.
you'd see in the Black Lodge. You know, there's just no numbers on it.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway.
That's like when in the Matrix when his mouth is like shut. You know that part where they like seal his mouth? You look at your phone, you can't dial it. You're like, you're already life's kind of a nightmare because you have dementia. Then you see that and you're like, okay, well I've definitely lost it because I can't even call with this phone.
I've definitely gone to the nightmare realm.
Which is definitely what your half of the episode is going to be called. We're doing Revelation? Hell yeah. And that's Genesis 4 right there.
Cool.
Did you have any improv scenes, ideas that occurred to you from that?
I mean, definitely like really, really like 500-year-old guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Zedediah, wake up. Wake up.
No.
Wake up.
Never. No.
Hey, I need
Let me go.
I need more money for Roblox points. The Robux You know Robux?
Yeah, I know. I know about Roblox. I was there when it was created.
Tell me about it.
My second nephew, who was married to my dad, had a vision of blocks. But within those blocks, you could play pretty much any other game. FIFA.
Whoa.
Fortnite. Name a game. Say a game.
Let me think.
He slaps
here.
you with a reed. Quickly, boy. I don't have much time.
Super Mario.
It's in Roblox.
That's in Roblox?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think.
Can I make
Spyro
a
the
phone
Dragon.
call?
Sure, you can make a phone call on that phone next to you.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the call buttons. It just has an answer button.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's just how phones work, Zedediah.
But every time I have it open for a while, I soil myself. Why is it doing that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's a you thing?
NHL 13 is on Roblox.
Yeah. Let's get you back to bed.
NFL Street 2 had a lot of bleeped out ludicrous on
Yeah.
it.
Okay, and I'm just going to take the credit card out of your pocket. Okay.
That's one of my vertebrae.
Yeah, I'm just going to take
Oop.
that.
He's just like falls a little shorter. Like you took out a row of Jenga blocks.
I don't know why the surgeon put credit cards in your spine. I have no idea why.
My plan worked perfectly.
But I'm gonna use your money, your useless money, and turn it into something actually valuable, which is Robux. You're so old that you think that money is the valuable thing, but it's 2024 and the only currency that matters is Robux.
But I have all this Confederate gold. You're telling me it's worthless? I can't. What's the conversion rate of Confederate gold to Roblox?
So
bucks.
Each Confederate dollar is worth probably 100 Robux and 60 V-Bucks in Fortnite.
But how many V-Bucks is it for a loaf of bread? Just to give me a percent of how much that is.
Oh, I mean, you could play as bread in Fortnite. You could probably play as a loaf of bread that does a little dance.
For like 1,300 V-Bucks in the shop?
Sure.
Is it always in the shop or does it come and go? It used to come and go. We didn't used to have everything in the shop. You wanted Patrick Moss. It's not even story time. I just like it to be on. The story lamp is almost never right. That's the other part, because I'm high. We'll be right back.
What's up? If you're new here, you're probably like, okay, I get the premise, but why is he calling himself Scoochie Boochie? That's because I make music. I do funny rap, kind of like The Lonely Island, and it's really good. Here's 4 bars.
She said, will you sign my butt? Ma'am, this is the DMV. She was like, my shift is done. I said, let me see them cheeks. All right, fuck it.
And there's also a big-time lore component. I'd say my biggest influence in rap is the Magic Treehouse books. Remember those? Mummies in the morning, Dolphins at dawn, Nipples at noon. I do concept albums, each one around a theme. I did an underwater album called The Lost City of Atlantis. I got a space album. I got a fantasy album. They're on Spotify. Check them out. They're really good. I also got some music videos on YouTube that are worth your time. Thanks for listening to Holy Smokes with Scoochie Boochie. Some free ways you can help us out. Hit like, drop a comment, subscribe. Leave us a review on Spotify. All those things help out a lot. And if you really want to make sure the show doesn't die, head on over to patreon.com/holysmokespod. We got ad-free full episodes. We'll put your name in the credits if you want. And every month we got a brand new exclusive Patreon video. This month, it's a little 6-pack of Stand Up for Plants. 6 new jokes exclusively on the Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Let's get back to it.
All right, let's do the Antichrist one. Let's just cut straight to the Antichrist. Because I was going to read the one that's just about scorpions. Or whatever, locust scorpions that have like people faces.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's not really much. It's locusts with people faces.
It is what it is. It's missing the narrative. It's like a GIF.
Okay. Then, so the headline of this is The Beast Out of the Earth. There's a lot of beasts and dragons.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of, it gets very mixed up. Then I saw another beast, separate beast from the earlier beast, coming out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon. He exercised all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. And he performed great and miraculous signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of men. I don't know how they make this Obama.
I know it's funny, like the wanting to, because it's supposed to be like what's going to happen in the future. So like trying to like fit it into current events, like maybe that's like capitalism. And it's like, no, I think it just means that. I think it means goat monster. What was it? He had the strength of, what was that early line about? Like it was a goat, like a. How did it start again?
He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon.
Yeah, spoke like a dragon is a bar, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
How do dragons speak?
I think the implication is that, like, he seemed nice, but his words were scary. Maybe?
But, like, I just thought of Dragon Tales. You ever watch that on PBS?
Yeah.
Dragon Tales. So maybe it just sounded like the double-headed dragon who's always like, love it. See, it's kind of that voice.
Yeah. Look at Tom Kenny voice.
Yeah.
He's given power to do on behalf of the first beast.
Beef.
He
We're actually trying to get sponsored by Big Beef. That's a running thing.
He deceived the inhabitants of the earth. He ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast, who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that it could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666. Some classic Antichrist stuff right there at the end.
Classic.
But, like, people don't really talk about the earlier stuff about, like, and he's going to bring a statue to life.
He's going to do, like, one of those big Pacific Rim mechs.
Right? He was given the power to give breath to the image so that it could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be... It sounds like he made a painting come to life or something.
I think it's like it's very much like, I'm picturing fully Zilla v Pacific Rim mech, where it's like he made this like Iron Giant basically, and just like, and everyone's like, oh shit.
yeah, laser beams.
I think that should be way more popular than like, it's gonna be the numbers. It's like, what, it's gonna be like the thing you do to unlock your locker.
If Left Behind, right? The Left Behind
had
had mechs.
I'd be all about it.
I'd be way more into it. Kirk Cameron.
There'd be a few on that shelf behind you.
Yeah.
Kirk Cameron collab with other Cameron. What was it? I can't remember. Keep it straight. Avatar.
James Cameron.
James. Why is that not?
If James Cameron directed Kirk Cameron in a Pacific Rim reboot that was also Left Behind, hell yeah.
This summer. They left us behind, but we're going to get them back. And it's like,
They thought we were damned, but actually, we damned God. There's also in Revelation, like, I'm sort of skipping around, but there's also the part where there's like the 4 horsemen.
oh, yeah.
But we sort of know that they're famine and
War,
pestilence and death. I don't know if it's very clear in the actual Bible. I looked, and there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as conqueror bent on conquest. That doesn't seem like any of the ones we know. And then
Maybe war.
when the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second... Yeah, it could be war. I heard the second living creature say, "Come." Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the
Oh,
earth.
so that seems like war.
That one's got to be war. Well, then what's the other one?
He was. Mine says.
This seems like the same.
Mine said he was also given a big sword because mine's for
Yeah.
kids.
Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make men slay each other. To him was given a large sword.
Badass, dude. This is so
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
When the Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come, living creature." Not very specific.
Yeah.
I looked, and there before me was a black horse. Its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. Then I heard what sounded like a voice among the 4 living creatures saying, a quart of wheat for a day's wages, and 3 quarts of barley for a day's wages, and do not damage the oil and the wine. Huh.
This is a K-hole.
This is like... Yeah.
He's having a bad time. It's like when you have a bad dream about a monster, but then also like gas prices are in it somehow.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like you're having a bad dream and then suddenly an Excel spreadsheet pops up.
Yeah. And eggs were like $10.
When the Lamb opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a pale horse.
Okay.
Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following close behind him. They were given power over... Hades...
Dude, mine says Death's Kingdom. Like a fantasy
Yeah,
book.
I think in the Johnny Cash song it says Hell. It just says Hell. That makes more sense.
Burning ring of fire.
Because why would the Greek god Hades...
It's like,
From the Disney Hercules movie.
came through like a Lil Wayne feature. It's
Yeah.
like, he's on this? From that universe? It's like a Marvel crossover or something.
Yeah, and Hades was there, and also Buddha.
And Iron Man.
They were given power over a 4th of the earth to kill by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth.
Yeah, Beastmaster, that's not a usual horseman we have.
There's a lot of like arbitrary statistics, you know, where God is like, I don't know, like a 4th of the earth? Like, why not?
He's like, I told him I wouldn't do full flood, so let's do quarter flood, but with some bad boys.
It's just like, it's gotta be a lot. Let's just say
A big hit.
25%.
He's like making business deals. There's crumbled cookies on the table, and he's like, we can do 25. All right, cool. Can we do 24? 25 is my final offer. All right.
When he opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain because of the word of God and the testimony they had maintained. They called out in a loud voice, "How long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood?" Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little longer until the number of their fellow servants and brothers who were to be killed as they had been was completed.
Mine says told to rest for a little while. It's like, hey, take a chill pill, but we're working on it.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So a bunch of dead people, right?
Zombie army.
Zombies go like, how much longer is this going to take? What a weird thing to put in your apocalypse is like, and then all the people who'd already been killed said, hey, buddy, how much longer is this book of Revelation going to be? This is a long-ass book. And God said, hey, you know, we got to fill this thing. Like, we got to make a bunch of stuff. Give me a break. I got to fill a word count.
Yeah, I'm a writer. They give me a word count, I hit it. Paul just like being fucking, who's that, like, Hunter S. Thompson, like the writer who gets really fucked up or whatever. What's his name?
Hunter S. Thompson, William S. Burroughs.
Any of those guys. Any of those type of guys, like
Yeah.
angry typewriter, cigarette, alcohol guy, but it's just Paul cranking out revelations at the end of his career.
Yeah, he's like snorting cocaine and like writing about.
Writing time.
There was a big skull, and out of the skull came snakes, and out of the snakes came a bunch of bees, and then the bees had sex with each other, and the babies were had your mom's face. And she was real mad because you didn't clean your room and your dick fell off.
And orange juice was $15 a gallon.
Excel spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, dude, he
It
literally
really
just,
is like, this whole thing is like...
he had a bad trip.
If you found out that your friend was high on mushrooms and is like, hey man, I'm really messed up right now. Can you just tell me like a nice story?
For sure.
But the other day, he like, I don't know, was like making a lot of noise when you were trying to get some sleep. And so you're like, all right, sure, man, don't worry about it.
Yeah, man, I'll help you calm down. The kings of the earth, its famous people, and its military leaders hid in caves or behind rocks on the mountains. You want some water? They hid there together with the rich and powerful, with all the slaves and free people. Then they shouted to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, hide us from the one who sits on the throne and from the anger of the Lamb. Are you hungry? We can watch something. I'll be your shaman, dude. Don't worry. This always keeps me calm when I'm having a bad trip.
I'm sorry. What is that? What is
It's
happening?
just that's the truth. It's what's gonna happen. I just thought you wanted to know. It always calms me down just to know how it ends.
Oh, why? Why does any of that happen?
Oh, we fucked up. You sinned.
Can you just tell me a nice story, like a nice?
Yeah, for sure. Fucking, here we go. When enemies made life miserable for the Israelites, the Lord would feel sorry for them. He'd choose a judge. Which one do you want to know about? Ehud, Othniel, Shamgar, Deborah. That's your thing about how there's always one name that's like, well, that's familiar. We got those. Yeah. Deborah? I got Aunt Deborah. Probably.
Do you think that Deborah from Everybody Loves Raymond is inspired by that Deborah?
Same Debbie, dude.
Is it the same Deborah? You think they were trying to come up with a name and they'd flip through the Bible and they said, that's the
and
one?
Everybody Loves Raymond writers, they're like, we have to convey a judge, a biblical judge. That's the kind of character we're going for.
What if we found out that Everybody Loves Raymond was like somehow modeled on
oh yeah,
the Book of Revelation or something? Like,
you want to do like a multicam laugh track sitcom that's Revelations?
yeah, and the grandma's death or something is the Antichrist.
Yeah, like a big locust opens the door and everyone's like, oh, and he's like, I'm back, baby. Woo, shit.
Yeah, instead of
his catchphrase is like buzz, buzz.
Yeah. Instead of Kramer, it's like I don't know, a dragon with 3 heads.
Everyone busts out laughing when they see it, and he's like, silence! It's really quiet in the studio.
And the dragon's name is Lust.
Where's Lust? Oh, he's at some girl's house. Classic Lust. Big laugh.
Yeah, it really does read like stream of consciousness. And it's not very organized. It's just like, as I was like going through it, it's like, and then there was a big earthquake. And then a big skull appeared in the sky. Yeah. And out of the skull came a bunch of blood. And then the stars fell from the sky. And every star was named abortion. And all of your cum turned into nails. And your teeth fell out. And
every baby that had a mom wished its mom would fall down. And it was hot. The ground was always hot. And you tried to do a picnic, but it'd be like, fuck, the ground's too hot. We can't sit on a blanket. But then your chairs would start to sizzle because the ground was so hot. It'd cook your camping chairs.
And then everyone who had died so far, they came back to life and they said, hey, how much longer is this fucking thing going to go on? You're getting boring.
So not only are you just trying to go about your business as an army of the dead around, they're all pissed at people that killed them hundreds of years ago you don't even know.
There's like 1,000 Statler and Waldorfs who are calling out the how shitty your apocalypse is.
Dude, a chorus of Statler and Waldorfs is so funny. Just like 10,000 Statlers and 10,000 Waldorfs. And it's just this like din of judgment. It's like the worst punishment. It's like you just hear that like echoing around your like hell chamber. This guy's fucking small penis. Yeah, and they're R-rated in hell. The Statler and Waldorf can like really rip India in an adult way.
I'm trying to think of a Statler and Waldorf joke for the apocalypse.
Hell's almost as bad as watching this guy, like that kind of shit.
Yeah. I don't know about the Antichrist, but I'm anti this book.
But it's that, but you hear like 10,000 of them. You're like, fucking stop.
That's one of the plagues, is 10,000 Statler and Waldorfs just following you around until like blood comes out of your nose.
They're climbing over shit. It's like you're trying to keep out of the door. Like,
They're just like noticing every little thing you do.
That really out. Like that's a version of like what anxiety is just you have your own inner Statler and Waldorf that are way too good at it.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's something that takes I'm still getting over just like constantly shitting on every
Those bars are terrible. You're just repeating yourself. More shit and cum? Get over it. We get it. You have a dick. They make jokes. They're more clever than
they're
that.
not. They're not just like straight hackers.
Yeah, they're not just being assholes. I mean, they are being assholes, but they're not like.
Yeah.
They make a joke and then they go
funny and
dope.
old. Yeah, so it's like mean, but it's more for the audience.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
that guy, dude, Statler Waldorf, just like R-rated version, just like this guy fucking sucks. Stupid bitch. Like more like internet comments. That guy sounds like if SpongeBob rapped.
Yeah,
That was a recent one. I was like, that's pretty good, actually. I kind of like that. SpongeBob does rap. There's AI and real impressions of SpongeBob that make very good, like, real rap songs. That's where we're at.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad.
You're kind of like, because I feel like you're big on the web. You've got you got your hands in a lot of pots. I don't know if that's the phrase of online. You're spinning hell plates. And it terrifies me. I don't think I could do that. Like, I get a little scoop of internet, but it's mainly just, like, stuff that doesn't terrify me. Yeah. I feel like you're like, fuck. Yeah. You're just, like, it all in. Yeah. What's the forecast?
Oh, it's not good. I mean, right off the bat, I can tell you that all the improv teams now, I was looking at, like, I've been looking at their show posts, and all of their not all of their show posts, but a growing number of show posts are made using AI images. Oof. And I keep going like, hey, eventually y'all are going to want to get paid to do improv. And it's going to, you're not going to really have a leg to stand on when you're like, hey, we'd like to be paid for our art while you are, meanwhile, using AI to make art for free.
Yeah.
When we do have artists who make art for money, if you want that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
And also this AR, these AI images that they post are so bad.
Oh, yeah.
They're so ugly and bad. But, like, I think they just don't know what else to post, or, like, they don't know what to do.
And it's so quick. It's so much easier than the
time, actually. So if your team name is, like, cum blanket, you just, like, you literally just type into Midjourney cum blanket.
Mm-hmm. Which also... Is that taken? Because that's pretty good.
I mean, I'll write it down, but it's funny how, like, if if you were to say to me, like, come up with a good Herald team name, I'd be like, I can't. But if I'm just like forced to just say something in a hypothetical, I'll
definitely.
Be like, I'll come up with some genius shit like cum blanket.
Yeah, you can tell that like it's dumb is a compliment in improv by the team names. It was like, oh, that sounds so dumb, and it's like, haha, that'd be dumb. Let's do it. It's like okay, and then a lot of it is like just like dumb, not in like a fun way. It's like, oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, there was a team name called Lou Malnati's presents The Herald. It was a pretty bad one.
It's just, I mean, there's no such thing as a good one. It's just degrees of how awful they are. I feel
there was a team name, and they had to change their name, but it was called Imagine Dragons. Just Imagine Dragons, like the band. And the reason they had to change their name is because when they tried to put it up on the ticketing website said, hey, this is just fraud. This is just fraud because people will buy tickets thinking this is Imagine Dragons, and really it's an improv team.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how upset those. Well, actually, you know what? Will they be upset? They might just be like, well, I came here to see some absolute dog shit.
I wonder if the average Imagine Dragons fan, they probably hate improv. That feels like the opposite.
They definitely will hate improv.
They like the most palatable, easy thing. Imagine Dragons, they're not going to like long form improv. They're not going to be like, oh, good, they're doing sort of an ambiguous group game. Oh, awesome. I was here for, I'm waking up, I feel it in my mouth. But I feel like there's an improv scene in there somewhere. Like you were just, how about just, you were expecting one show and you saw completely different.
Yeah. Hey, so I bought, me and my girlfriend, we came here to see Beyonce, and it wasn't Beyonce at all.
Yeah, we've been getting this question all night. We had a mix-up. The booker tried to send in an email late to let people know it was not. We thought it was Beyonce Knowles. We thought it was a famous Beyonce. We thought, wow, she wants to play The Empty Bottle. Small room. This is going to be historic for us.
Yeah.
And
we were wondering, like, the tickets were $15.
That's
so
what we
thought
do
that was
here.
pretty low.
Yeah.
We were wondering about that, but we thought it was like some kind of secret show that she was doing.
So did we. We were exactly
Yeah.
that same thing. We thought how cool it is. We're making this affordable for like local people. We had like local people come and stuff. And yep, no, we were just as upset as you were when we saw a guy in his wheelbarrow.
Yeah, so
I was pissed. I'm hot personally. I'm pissed.
So it's just a guy in a wheelbarrow who's like naked, like a cartoon poor person,
More or less.
and he just kind of did. I guess I'd call it stand up
Yeah. Yeah.
for like 2 hours.
Yeah. And what was weird is like the room was like really quiet and a lot of people were upset and stuff. But he had, it was like he was crushing. Like he was doing all the mannerisms of like a big time arena stand up, being like, I love my fans.
Yeah, I what I should have said was we really loved it, and we want to give you more money.
Oh my God.
Because it was so good. Something about this guy is just captivating.
It's magnetic. I know. I was pissed.
Beyonce should be worried because
He's gonna
other Beyonce. I talked to him afterwards. He says his first name is B and his last name is Yonsei.
How's B spelled?
It's spelled capital B and then E, and then the last name, Yonsei.
How is Yonsei spelled?
Yonsai.
Yancey. I didn't even see. That'd be Yancey, wouldn't it? That wouldn't even be. He's stretching it to.
Why?
Thanks for watching, folks. Do you have anything you would like to plug before we wrap it up?
I guess I plug my improv team, Devil's Daughter.
Absolutely.
Which performs Fridays at 8 p.m. at IO Theater.
They're hilarious. They got all killers.
And yeah.
Every one of them is a murderer.
Yeah. Not convicted.
Yep.
And
An improv team that's made of all people that are on the lam. They came together.
yeah, no one ever talks about IO's favorite famous alums, John Wayne Gacy, Casey Anthony, and Ted Bundy. We should put their pictures on the wall, though.
Just one of them would be really funny.
Yeah.
Usually like Tina Fey and shit, and then
Yeah,
it's
just
just like
John Wayne Gacy.
unlabeled, but it's like I think that's JWG,
I'm
dude.
almost positive that's John Wayne Gacy. I mean, it could be Chris Farley, but I'm pretty sure it's John Wayne Gacy.
It's like, I don't want to be the guy who knows what his face looks like just easily without the label, but that's John Wayne
Oh
Gacy.
shit, he did live pretty close, didn't he? He
Yeah.
did live.
Oh, I knew someone who got taught. He was a teacher.
This is us talking about it,
Yeah.
like as we're looking at the
Yeah.
photo. Like I guess he did. Yeah,
I heard he dated students a little bit.
Yeah.
But it never lasted long.
he taught level 3, and he was like, he threw chairs at kids, and then after shows he would flirt with all of your female castmates,
Yeah.
like really hard, even though he was in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And like he would. The rumor was that he was cheating on his girlfriend at the time, but then before he could get canceled, when like Me Too stuff started going down, then he moved to LA. Mm-hmm. That's what happened with John Wayne Gacy,
Was he
not anyone else.
Was
that
he
I'm
the
talking
one
about.
who's into clown stuff?
Yeah, he's the one that's in the.
Well, that's not going to work in the long form. You can't bring. I mean, some people incorporate like elements of it, but he was like hardline clown, which is tough. That thing, a hardline clown. I won't budge.
I think there's a lot of improvisers that also do clown
That's
stuff.
true.
I think you gotta.
Pretty big overlap.
You know what? I won't have you talk shit about clown stuff. It's an art form. It's a more legitimate art form than improv, frankly.
In the context of John Wayne Gacy,
Yeah.
it's like he was a good clown. That's the
Yes.
other thing people forget.
People forget.
Elite clown.
Great clown.
Because the thing is like deep sadness and pain on the inside, smile on the outside. Like who
Exactly.
better, you know?
What were we talking about? Oh, improv. Yeah. So I'll plug my improv team.
Yeah.
And then I'll plug my my podcast that I haven't updated in a long time called Experience the World.
But it's really good. You should go listen to it. It doesn't matter when it came out, motherfucker. It's about like what it's like riding the bus and stuff.
It's not it doesn't have to be. It's one of those podcasts that doesn't matter that it was recorded a long time ago because it's timeless.
Exactly.
And you
not
should
topical.
definitely put it on for your kids, for your for your little kids, and while you're having sex, or just put it on when you're trying to relax. When you're in the bath, put on my podcast, Experience the World. It's a guided It's a guided.
Describe like an episode. Like, what's one that you did that you think is real good?
I'm trying to think here. One is it's Disney World. It's sort of me guiding you through the experience of going to Disney World.
Hell yeah.
And by listening to it, it's like you're entering the Matrix. It's like you are in Disney World.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Experience the World. Was it on Spotify and stuff?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. And
Dope.
Apple Podcasts.
What a treat.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for doing this. This is so fun.
Yeah, this was great.
What a treat.
I think we learned so much about what's coming, what's going to happen to us.
It's nice to know how it ends. I find that very comforting.
It's just going to be a lot of shit. Like, just a lot of just completely random shit that just kind of happens, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, because God is totally arbitrary and fucked up and insane.
Sleep tight.